befitting reply, to Pakistan at LOC. This is how India tears into Pakistan. Now, this is India's befitting response to Pakistan under the right of reply in response to the statement that Pakistan had made to UNHRC. And look how India tears into Pakistan. India says, the foremost challenge to stability in Kashmir is the scourge of terrorism, which receives sustenance from Pakistan and the territories under Pakistan's control. Contrary to Pakistan's claims and in gross violation of UN Security Council Resolution 1267, the designated terrorist entities and organizations, and now this is very important, Deepthi, the designated terrorist entities and organizations continue to carry out their activities freely, as reported in the local Pakistani print, audio, visual, and social media. India also goes on to say, Deepthi, concrete evidence about cross-border encouragement and support for the protests in Kashmir has been handed over to Pakistan. Instead of working with a sense of purpose to address this issue, Pakistan resorts to short-sighted tactics to divert attention, as we have once again seen today. This is a reference also to the continual ceasefire violation that happens from Pakistan's side. And then India goes on to say, Pakistan has witnessed continuous degradation and weakening of its institutions. Pak-occupied Kashmir is administered by a deep state and has become an epicenter of terrorism. Pakistan's human rights record in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Balochistan is deplorable. It has had no hesitation in using air power and artillery power against its own people. And this is how India concludes. It is high time for Pakistan to do some deep introspection. We would once again urge Pakistan to focus its energies on improving human rights situation and dismantling the terrorism. This is important. Dismantling the terrorism infrastructure in Pakistan and in Pak-occupied Kashmir. So that's a very strong and hard-hitting reply by India to the statement that Pakistan had made to UNHRC. And this comes just in the wake of ceasefire violations by Pakistan and India's befitting reply to Pakistani army today. Deepthi.
Yes, Sheetal, appreciate your getting us insight into that statement that has been put out by New Delhi now. And viewers, look at your screens. We are also putting out constantly the number of those ceasefire violations, Sheetal. 11 other ceasefire violations in just the last 24 hours. So why is Pakistan desperate? Why is Pakistan rattled? Why is Pakistan spooked? Those are questions that should go out to the rogue state. Let me also now get in my colleague Aditya Rajkol, who closely tracks developments on that story. Aditya, you've actually covered the polity of Pakistan. You've seen the dynamics, the entire matrix of who really is calling the shots in Pakistan. This is not Islamabad, but it's Rawalpindi. So will Pakistan oblige? Will Pakistan read the writing on the wall now? Aditya, can you hear us?
Well, yes, this is the latest
Not
statement
sure if
coming
Aditya
in from...
is able to hear us. Yes, please go on.
Well, absolutely. This is the latest statement that is coming in from Ambassador Rajiv K. Chandar, who represents India at the UN. And in fact, this is at the 35th UN Human Rights Council. We have seen for a very long time Pakistan indulging in cross-border terror. And there are newer evidences that India is gathering against Pakistan. So this statement is all the more significant now at a time when only yesterday we've seen Jaish-e-Mohammed backed by Pakistan indulging in terror activities at least 7 to 8 locations across the Kashmir Valley. There have been gun looting incidents. There have been grenades that have been launched at police stations, and also the CRPF personnel and the J&K police personnel who have been attacked. Now, what Rajiv K. Chandar really makes the point and drives across the point at the 35th UN HRC is basically Pakistan-sponsored terrorism and Pakistan's unsolicited and unwarranted comments pertaining to the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. One significant portion, apart from what Sheetal already mentioned, was, Pakistan trying to drive across the point on Kashmir, trying to rake up the point on Kashmir internationally time and again. Pakistan keeps referring to the UN Security Council resolution. If I can read out one sentence from this entire statement made by Ambassador Rajiv K. Chandar, it says, however, it very conveniently forgets its own obligation under these resolutions to first vacate the illegal occupation of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. It has also blatantly disregarded its own commitments, be it under 1972 Shimla Agreement or the 2004 Joint Declaration foreseeing terrorism terrorism, as well as the understanding between the two prime ministers during UFA and Russia. So Pakistan has had this policy of complete betrayal, and the foreign policy of Pakistan, we know, is not run through Islamabad or the MOFA. It is run by GHQ headquarters and by the Pakistan military and the deep state within. So clearly Pakistan being exposed yet again, its entire diplomacy being exposed, and how they do not have any logic or legal grounds to in fact counter us on Kashmir. So terrorism is something which is a menace for India, Afghanistan and Iran, and certainly yet again at the UN Human Rights Council, India driving home the point that Pakistan-sponsored terrorism will not be tolerated, and India has enough evidence to expose Pakistan.